Hello and welcome to Fatecaster!
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That's a really good one.
For the next exciting episode of Shadows of Stravia. The previous episode saw our party in the aftermath of the encounter with the Sunlit Path Rebellion at the Slaughter Docks. We saw intense encounter with Captain Saren, where Zelfara and Requiem, in a bit of subterfuge, spoke up against the bloodthirsty captain, and Requiem ended up tasting the sharp end of his sword in order that Zelfara could recover a note intended to them from Ysolde. Our party then met with Lenora Thren, Elian Rook, and later Ysolde at the Banshee's Well. And we had some meaningful conversations, learned more about our party and Lenora, and we ended the session with some instruction from Ysolde after discovering that the well-armored crate recovered from the rebels at the Slaughter's Dock was, in fact, a ploy, a diversion, and the party was too late to recover the real one. We were also waiting to see the resolution between the old peasant woman Gertie and the poor old dock worker whom Nyx had mind ravaged into believing he suffered brain damage, was named Harry, and was destined to go on this date with Gertie. So, without further ado, please join us as we descend into darkness. The door to the Banshee's Well creaks open, spilling a shaft of lantern light across the worn floorboards. In steps two figures, Gertie, small but radiating excitement like a torch, and Harry, a burly dock worker with the distinct posture of a man walking to his own execution, but smiling anyways. From a shadowed corner of the tavern, you watch. Seated low around a battered table with Ysolde, Lenora, and Elian. And now, just to be clear, Nyx is the only one who knows about this or has any reason to be interested in this, right?
Yeah.
Between Gertie and Harry, tucked under one arm is a parchment scroll, its edges already crumpled by nervous hands. The strange couple move over to a crooked table near the fire. You see Gertie lean forward, cradling a chipped mug between her worn hands. Across from her, Harry tries his best to look relaxed, but failing spectacularly. You recognize that this is the drawing that he has in his hands. From your vantage, you can see Gertie leaning in to speak quietly to Harry across the table. What are you guys doing?
I'd like to cast message into Harry's mind and just say, you can do this. It's just like you don't remember, but I've got you. Give her the drawing and tell her she looks beautiful. I'm going to coach you through this, big guy.
Are you are out of earshot. Are you just, are you content with coaching him through his mind, reading the verbal language?
Reading body language and making insight checks.
Okay.
Yes.
You see Gertie, speaking to him, very animated, kind of going through. You see Harry look down, reaches, unfolds the parchment, hands it to her. Gertie beams. She touches her face. She looks at it. Very touching. I think from like this distance, you can even hear. But there you were, bold as anything. Asked me here for drinks. Been so long since a man has done that. And then you...
Good for her.
You had a scribe do an illumination for us. Harry, you old salt, we've only just met. This must have cost you a fortune. And she, holds the parchment lovingly.
Perfect. I'd like to get up and kind of move my way over to that table on my way to the bar.
Okay. Passing by, you hear Harry... Right. Of course I did. Thought it would be a nice surprise. Here's voice wavering.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to, as I'm going by, just as Nyx does, right? Soft music starts coming around him with the prestidigitation, and I'd like to just stop by the table and say, my goodness, you are just the cutest couple. I think I should bring a bottle of wine over for you. I just love, and I love this. And I'm going to tap him on the shoulder, and I'm going to give him guidance for persuasion.
Okay. And Gertie, Oh, thank you so much. You're too kind, young man.
I will make my way to the bar, and I will order them a bottle of red to go over to the table.
Perfect. Gregor will... Of course, on my tab.
Excellent.
A few months later, he grabs a nice, probably the nicest bottle of wine that he has. Will bring it over and pours it for the couple. Anybody else doing anything?
We're chilling, sipping.
Okay. In that moment, Lenora... Nix, thank you very much for your kind words. And I certainly would like to look into these matters further and absolutely take you up on your offer to discuss them further. A few concerns I have to pray over, but once my spirit is settled, I would certainly like to invite you all for tea at the Cathedral of the Faceless God. My quarters are modest, but they offer a quiet place to speak freely. No prying ears, no official agendas, just a chance to compare notes and perhaps learn from one another.
I would very much like that. When she says those matters, is she specifically talking about the sick kids and holy laws as those matters specifically, or are there other things that she was kind of encompassing?
Yeah, the things she mentioned were primary concerns for her were looking into the sick kids and the nature of the rogue undead and grave grinder that you found.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. When I'm ready, may I send a courier for you at the barracks? Find you there?
That sounds lovely. I do have a mail box there. I tend to move around, but I shall check in.
Of course. Elian pauses from sudden furious scribbling. Oh, and her tea selection is excellent. She has spiced cinnamon blend that's particularly invigorating. Great for long nights of research. Just don't drink more than 2 cups unless you like a heightened awareness.
I do. Also, the biscuits you've been.
The biscuits are quite good. They have lavender in them. Very calming in contrast to the tea. Balance well. Okay. Lenora gets up. Elian follows. Many apologies. I wish we could stay and celebrate further, but many tasks to attend to. Blood Cloaks. She turns to Ysold. Swordmaster. And she offers a bow to Ysold. Ysold. I'm just Captain now. He smiles thinly. My apologies, Captain. It's been some time. Always a pleasure, Inquisitor. He returns her bow. Lenora and Elian get up and leave the Banshee as well. With a bit of quiet in the corner of the bar, you see Gertie and Harry still carrying on. It looks like Harry's warming a bit at this point in response, perhaps, to your guidance.
Good alcohol.
You sold. Anyways, look at you lot. Bloodied bruise and absolutely magnificent. What a show you've put on at the Slaughter Docks. You've blown open the Sunlit Pass little smuggling ring, and poor Harbour Master Dragomir, well, he's in a bit of a pickle, isn't he? Pity, really. Victor's been in that post for over a decade. His father, Thaddeus Dragomir, served in my personal retinue some 40-odd years ago. Good man, Thaddeus. Never shirked a duty, even if he lacked a few higher faculties. I suppose it was my recommendation that got little Victor his position in the first place. Thought it was the least I could do for poor old Thaddeus. Victor always was kind of a sniveling, grasping little thing. Hateful, too, in the right light. Should have seen it coming, really. Still, good riddance. The rebellion ship, the Hollow Star, heard report that it tried to slip the blockade this evening, but let's say it didn't go particularly well for them.
Excellent. So were they able to be recovered of the goods and capture the people?
Well, they were interrupted by a pair of cutters before it made Midnight Bay. Heavy losses, both crew and cargo, on both sides. Heard it ended up escaping into the deep sea, but doubt they'll last long out there, as damaged as they were. Odd, though, we did note that the Hollow Star was far better armored than any merchant vessel has the right to be, outfitted as a blockade runner, no doubt. This tells us how desperate, or perhaps prepared, the Sunlit Path has become. Now, if you'd be so kind, the logbooks, please. Both the clean, shiny one and the rather damning one you've pulled from Victor's desk.
I think you had the book, because you told me. Or did you give it to me?
I gave it to you while I went and did something else. I think it was when I went to help get the cart. I handed it off to you.
Okay. I will hand him the books and say, If I happen to have some free time, do you mind if I come check these out from you? Another pair of eyes to look at it?
Certainly, yes. Allow me to look over them for a bit, and you can absolutely free purview after that.
Excellent. A recommendation, too, since there is no more harbor master, the bartender here, Grigor, he was particularly good with books and numbers. It was actually his tip that showed us the harbor master. An enterprising man. Perhaps it is time for him to level up for being such a dedicated person of interest to the Vampire Nation.
A valuable recommendation, thank you. Got quite a head on your shoulders, Nix. I will take that into account. Certainly, I can recommend him. Always need a good head for numbers in that position. But marvelous. This is going to make interrogation day immensely more interesting. He tucks the logbooks away. I must say, when I proposed this little team, I suspected you'd be useful, but you've already surpassed my most generous expectations, rooting out hidden tunnels beneath Slavoka, discovering networks of rebellion festering under our very noses. You medallions are bound for greatness. Of that, I have no doubt. He tosses...
My darlings?
My darlings.
Is that our new team name?
It
Are
could
we
be.
the darlings?
Your soul's darlings? I mean, kind of like got a ring to it.
You're right then.
We're trying to figure it out. Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue, sir.
He pulls out...
Ysol's angels.
From his from his bag, he hands a weighty, jingling sack and throws each in front of you. A bonus, 100 gold pieces each. For services rendered most excellently to the crown. Spend it wisely, or foolishly, I shan't judge.
Foolishly it is.
Now, sit tight for a few days. Have some R&R, go see Karina to get stocked up. I'll have word soon on what we squeeze out of dear old Victor, and what falls loose from the Sunlit Pass little house of cards. And once I give word... I think it's prudent to wait before you give Grim a visit, but once I do, time to pay him a visit. Find out where the rest of the rats have scurried off to and where the Shattered Sun Disk might still be hiding. Bloodworn and Hadrick and the rest want the Sunlit Path broken, and they don't care how many pieces you've brought back in. He tips an invisible hat to you, return on his hill, and leave the tavern.
I will make my way over to Gregor.
Okay.
And I would like to listen in on their conversation on the date on my way over.
You cut in and Gertie. It's strange, talking to someone without a cloak or blade for once. Thank you for that, dear. Been a long time since anyone's just listened. She will take a sip from her mug. My grandson is gone. I still feel his little fingers in mine. They took him yesterday, they did. Ripped him straight from his mother's arms, left her and his father, my son, weeping in the streets. He was only 8, not even had his first pint yet. Harry, Gertie, I'm so sorry. He looks around to see if you're listening, but fails spectacularly to notice you listening. He leans in close to her. I know some people who are willing to do something about all that. To see them finally pay for what they've taken from us. You see, Gertie will shoot him a warning look, and kind of mum up, and from there they make pretty awkward small talk as they share a meal and continue their drinks next to the fire in the bench as well.
As I pass by, I'm just going to do some scent-based prestidigitation. It'll just smell like roses over there for a second. I'll make my way over to Grigor. I say, Grigor, you have certainly upheld your end of the deal. We solved that little problem, and you've been taking care of us spectacularly. I must say I'm impressed with you. Impressed enough that I have, I hope you don't mind, a recommendation. Since the Harbor Master's position will now be open, have you thought about expanding beyond the Banshee's Whale?
I mean, I do the most with what I have. Sometimes it's a struggle to keep this place open, but... I appreciate that, Nix. That's very kind.
You would never have a delivery shortage again.
I would absolutely be open to the idea, yes.
Huh? Well, we'll see, but I've given a recommendation your way.
Thank you, sir. I'm in your debt. Anything you need.
I wouldn't mind keeping some clothes here from time to time. Just a place to stop by should I need to rest my weary head. And I will be very dramatic about it.
Honestly, I owe you much. My place is yours. He will reach down. I have a spare key to the door in the back. Come and go as you please.
Wow.
Certainly wouldn't hurt to have a blood cloak stopping by every once in a while.
All right. Perfect.
Friends.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
I believe our business shall continue to grow together.
I look forward to it.
Jinx.
You owe me a beer.
I'll flip him a big piece as a thanks.
Thank you, Nix.
I am.
Fun friends.
All right. You have. So, does anyone else have anything immediately they need to do in the Banshee's Well?
Keep drinking.
Take a moment to drink, revel, and enjoy your celebration. You have kind of some downtime here. Officially, like, you're kind of waiting on Ysold's word on when to go to Grimm as your next instruction from him. So if anyone has any particular things they need to get done, is a good moment to do that.
Just need a heal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to rest up a little bit.
You need to rest up. Yeah, absolutely. And do know that basically if you want to restock mechanically, it would be like, in role play would be like, you guys probably need like arrows, reprovision, but mechanically, it would be like if you need to get healing potions or anything, you need to see Karina the Blood Cloak armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just make our way over there after some drinks?
Yeah.
What time of day is it again? I don't.
I think we said you guys arrived at like, it would probably be like 3 or 4, but we can put this at like the sun's going down at 6 p.m.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd probably have recommended we'd stayed in the bar until it was sunset anyways.
Yeah.
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 We can do that.
Yeah. Cheers. Some drinks.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the Blood Cloak armor at the barracks, Karina?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Come, my darlings.
Okay, so you all return to your familiar barracks home for all of you officially, some of you more than others, maybe. The air is heavy with a scent of molten metal. Dimly lit armor it's in the basement of the barracks. Where you certainly probably been there before. Honestly, I don't know if you have. You may have not even visited the armory yet. But there's a faint earthy musk that clings to the stone walls. Clanging of a hammer on steel echoes through the space. Shadows dance along the walls. Flames from a forge in the back corner flicker and flare. The room is cluttered with a chaos of tools, scraps of leather, and gleaming steel. Behind there's like a counter area where there's a logbook. That you or Karina would fill out to indicate what has been, log has been taken in and out of the barracks. Behind this counter stands a figure, certainly almost as striking as she is unsettling. A woman looks up from her work, wiping her hands on a soot-stained leather apron. She has pale, bluish skin, smooth in some places and cracked and others, with faint patches of bone peeking through her left cheek and the tips of her fingers. There's a long, jagged scar across her throat. And despite her subtle decay, still an undeniable beauty. But you would recognize this class-wise as a zombie.
Hot zombie. Got it.
Hot zombie.
She has dark auburn hair that's tied in a loose braid that falls over one shoulder. Wild strands framing her glowing, like yellow, slightly jaundicey looking eyes. She leans against the counter, having a smirk. She slams a hammer down as the party approaches. Look at this fresh meat wandering into my little slice of heaven. New blood cloaks, da? I expected taller, or at least prettier. And you see, like, obviously sarcastic. But she folds her arms. What's it gonna be then? Broke your swords playing hero? Forgot to check the silver on your arrows before hunting werewolves? Don't tell me. Ran out of healing potions because one of you thought you needed to drink it all after stubbing a toe, huh?
The last one. My toe is still sore.
So, healing potions, I believe you are allotted 1 each. She will reach down, hand regular healing potion, and blood for you, dear?
Yes, please.
Okay. 2 vials.
Thank you.
Do you have any arrows?
Oh, duh, we got the arrows.
Arrows. I would take 10 arrows, please.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Why?
Oh dear, that's a 1. 7.
All right. I mean,
She's very pretty. You can't look back.
she reaches down the counter. You see behind her, there's like racks and racks stuffed with every imaginable weapon and piece of armor that you can imagine the Blood Cloaks would need. Some are pristine, others show recent sign of repair or experimentation, including like a sword in the back on the wall that has like jagged teeth carved into the blade. Oh, look, consumables. You lot go through potions faster than I go through vodka. Fine. Restock your pretty little satchels. But remember, you owe me next time. Maybe a drink or pastries. No, wait, both. Drinks and pastries.
That sounds like a delightful little evening, really. I needed to give my manacles up to bring in the harbor master. I don't know if you heard about it lately. We're quite the thing. Everybody's been talking about it. Anywho,
I've been quite busy with my work down here.
yes, I suppose maybe you'll read about us later. Could I have some manacles, please?
Give me a persuasion check.
Perfect.
Daylight rings, would I know of them by a different term? Like, are they called anything specific?
Yes.
12 on persuasion for manacles.
12 on persuasion. I suppose. Just because I like your face. She will hand
It's
you
very
manacles.
likable. Excellent.
Give me a history or arcana check, actually. Sophia.
Which one? 18.
18. Did you do arcana or history?
I did history.
You would know that the like the most common item is called the Ring of Sun Protection. It is a uncommon magic item.
Okay. Do you don't happen to have rings of sun protection in your armory, do you? Or do you know where I could find one?
I mean, I have everything, dear. But that's not, that's a little above the normal purview. Would you
Okay.
like one?
I would. What would it cost me?
From you, a favor.
Insight check to see if she's attracted to Zolfira.
Give me an insight check.
Oh, that's pretty good.
She's attracted.
22.
22. You gather that she is attracted to Zolfira, and honestly, probably all of you at this point has been very flirtatious with all of you as you've walked in. Yeah,
Sassy and flirtatious.
But yes, a favor.
Well, I don't hand these out very often, so
I don't
need
have a
to
lot
know
of
a little
these.
bit more about said favor.
I think it's more fun if you don't.
I'm going to insight check to see if I, feel...
Give me an insight check.
Let's see. If I feel like I should trust what favor she's after.
She's only asked for pastries and drinks.
I
How
know.
bad could this favor be?
15?
15. I think you get she's flirting with you, but she is asking, and you don't have any reason to not trust her or that she's not being above board. But I think you get that she's asking for an open-ended favor, and I think as you do that, she a favor. I don't know what I want yet, but I give you this, and you owe me a favor. Anything I ask to be called in when I desire.
Anything?
Hmm?
That's quite broad.
This is a nice ring.
It's very nice.
In your head, you're going to hear, "Here's your chance to be fun."
It'll glare over at Nyx.
Looking at my fingernails.
She'll pick up the ring. Oh, yes?
All right.
All right.
This could bite me in the ass, but We'll see.
I certainly think she would love to bite you in the ass.
She'll just kind of flick you a ring. You catch it. It is like simple and sturdy. It is inscribed with faint runes as you grab it that will like glow slightly in the light of this firelight. But then go away. I'll get those added to your guys' inventory shortly.
I'd like to ask, what's the deal with that sword?
Oh, I love adding teeth to things. This sword's got teeth.
Is there
You're
anything
spicy.
special other than the teeth?
She's a little
It bites.
spicy.
A little more effective than usual in combat. Cut a little deeper, maybe?
Are you willing to part with it?
This is kind of a pet project for me, you understand. What are you offering?
I can either offer to test it out, or with gold.
Give me a persuasion check.
Let's see. That's going to be 17.
17? You certainly look like you could do some testing. Fine, I'll let you test it out. Interim basis, I want it back. Do you understand?
Understood.
She'll reach down. It's a big sword. You would identify as like a great sword.
Okay.
But and she is, like she certainly looks capable, but still like kind of a frail woman. So you as you look at her, like, can she even get that down? But she's remarkably strong. Kind of chuck it over to you. And yeah, it is, a dark steel, unfinished, like construction, great sword. But yeah, one edge has like teeth carved into it. Then I'll get that added for you.
That's awesome.
All right. You guys doing anything else here?
So did I get the bows? I insight checked. I didn't
You're
roll
not
very
one.
good, but
If
was
there
she
were
like,
bows, like, are you wanting to?
or arrows? I'm sorry, arrows.
Yeah, she'll give you arrows. I mean, she'll give you arrows. And she like,
Do they look like my normal ones?
crossbow bolts.
Yeah,
And she'll like, can I look at your crossbow, dear?
of course.
And she'll look.
I've been
Yes. She'll grab it. And she like, who taught you how to take care of your gear? Looks like you. The bowstring's off. She sets it down the stroke.
I've been busy.
Okay.
A little bit with it.
Yeah, I can get this fixed up for you and get this firing properly and restocked with crossbow bolts. And she'll hand you refilling you up to 20 crossbow bolts.
Thank you. You are a peach.
I'd ask you to sharpen my blades, but I'm afraid it's gonna require something else. Kind of scared.
Oh, I'll sharpen your blades for free. Part of the deal.
Is it technically free if I already owe you a favor?
This is free. This is
It's
part
a
of my job.
separate
This other stuff was
transaction. Separate.
out of the kindness of my heart.
Since I am new here, is it strictly limited to armory-based items, or do you happen to have wondrous magical items here as well?
Well, not really like the super. Just everything is given to me as a purview of the Blood Cloak. So things that they think you'll need.
I have so many things. If only I had a way to hold them all in some kind of a pocket dimension bag of some sort. Is there anything like that here?
That's beyond my area of expertise. Now, armor or weapons or,
Yes.
the very specific magic items the Blood Cloak commanders think that you need, I have.
Fair enough. I appreciate you.
I would say Martin Mercantile is a great place to get that, but I think you guys have already been there.
Unfortunately, we could still stop by, perhaps having a fire sale.
Fire sale. Well, you lot are something else. I'll give you that. Just try not to die soon, da? I'd hate to lose my best customers. Or at least my loudest ones of recently. She'll wink and then go back to her hammer. Cling, cling, cling. Starts in the forge.
I want to just take a quick view of her. Is there anything that looks like is something that I could buy for her as a gift that she may be needing on her person? Like her clothes are outdated. Nyx is very fashion forward kinds of things. Is there something that he thinks that maybe need replacing?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception is a 16.
16. You with a 16, you catch like as she turns, she has a locket that like falls out of her shirt.
Okay.
That with that check, I think you seen it fall out. She like kind of hurriedly tucks it back in. You see that she is her clothing in general is fairly worn. She does have her like main feature is the large weighty like smith's apron and gloves. But like she's wearing like a peasant dress and shirt that is pretty heavily worn.
Okay. Did the locket fall out because like the chain was not substantial or something like that?
I think it just slipped out.
It just slipped out. Yeah. Did it look like a familiar locket, perhaps from a dream?
With a 16, you notice it. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Okay. Natural 1.
You do not. It doesn't look like the one from the dream.
Copy.
But you don't recognize anything other than it was shiny. It certainly looks like the nicest thing that she has on her.
Got it.
But she tucked it away.
Copy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Karina.
Again, don't get yourselves killed. More business for me.
Create a non-magical trinket that's just a little something for her, and it'll be a little miniature of the sword that gave with the teeth. You say?
It's nice. Thank you. A little flimsy.
It is.
Spit.
More as a quick thank you than
Thank
anything.
you. It's nice. It's a nice thought. Okay. You are all exhausted. A long day. What are your plans for this evening?
Rest, but I'd also like to thieves' cant something for my uncle. Write a quick note to get to him, since I don't know where he's at right now, about whereabouts I can find Belt of Returning and or like objects.
So you ask him where to find a Belt of Return, like for your daggers?
Okay.
Like items.
Yeah, you can pass that note to him. All right. Does everyone else return for your night's sleep?
Yes. I'd like to ritual cast to find familiar to get Plop back.
Okay. Where are you staying this evening?
I usually stay at the academy. So I'd make my way back there.
Okay. So you return to the academy. You probably have like your like part of the components is like a brazier that you light the fire in, stuff like you probably have in your dorm room in the academy, like your alchemical set and your brazier where you're performing potions and things like that. So you're doing that in there.
Yes.
Okay. You cast Find Familiar. You consume. It has like a material cost, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and mark off your material cost for components of gold.
10 gold.
And you burn. It's like incense and stuff, right? You burn your incense in the brazier. It lights, and you hear a pop. And you know that the spell has worked, but you do not see Plop.
I'm going to take out that piece of paper that he had stuck to my back, and I'm going to just look at it, and I'm going to let a single tear roll down my cheek as I look at it, and see if that's enough to bring him to me.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. All right. Natural 20.
The single tear rolls down your face.
One.
You see Plop, like from underneath your bed, flops down on the ground, draped in like a crumpled heap, super dramatic, limbs splayed out like a discarded doll. Will look up at you. They blink, his eyes blink open slightly, his huge dinner plate eyes, wide mouth. Just blinking, not saying anything yet.
I'm going to take some jerky out, and I'm just going to put it near his outstretched hand. Actually, I'll put it right in his outstretched hand.
It's not right. Come on back like that. Being squashed like jam.
I missed you. I missed you, my boy. Are you all right?
You see, in his hand is another copy of that crinkled missive
Yeah.
that he has.
It's a lip quiver.
We'll hold it out. You found that?
I found it.
Posted 3 of them already. One in the Academy mess hall board, one inside Zelfiver's boot, and the other stuck to your back while you were walking.
I guess I haven't taken my boots off yet.
Found it in a scuffle down by the docks. I'm so sorry. I've mistreated you.
You told me to go, Nix.
I did. It's
You
my
pointed.
fault.
You know it had mandibles the size of a dinner table, and I went still because I trust you.
Yeah.
Because that's what friends do, isn't it?
I saw how good you were with the cart crushing those zombies, and I thought maybe he could take this thing down too.
You used me, Nix.
I did. I'm sorry.
Friends shouldn't use each other like that, not even for cool, slippery oil.
Not even for his cool slippery oil.
He wipes his nose, like huge snot thing on his.
I don't mind fighting for you. I like it, Eva. I mean, it's fun, it's glorious. But I ain't a sword. You don't just throw me at monsters and forget to pick up the pieces some days later. Hours. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I must say I know I'm no replacement for Cece. And I never will be. But I do care. And whether you'd like to be with me or somewhere else, I shall understand.
I'm going to turn my way out dramatically.
I'm gonna start charging you danger pay, Nix. And you see from your pouch, he has like your really nice quills.
Yeah.
He just starts munching them.
You eat those quills. You deserve them.
All right. I suppose I can forgive you. But I'm still in your left boot later. And maybe setting fire to the laundry just a little.
As you should. As you should.
He will hold out his, like, a tiny 3-foot creature, though he is, like, his hands are remarkably huge, bigger than yours, and we'll hold it out. Still mates?
Still mates.
All right. I got a lot to tell you.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll...
Well, yeah, without the role play with it.
Yeah.
I'd like to get the rumble stone and the other one, and I'd like to do some identify on those items.
Okay. I still had your healing potion, too.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't use it. You had the whole time.
You couldn't
So now
use
he's
it,
got
but-
one and I've got one.
Yeah.
This works out all right.
Yes. So you cast Identify on Rumble.
Yeah, well, actually, what I'll do is I'll put a couple of items just, all kind of together. And first, I will ritual cast, what is it? The one where you can find magical items. Detect magic.
Okay.
And with that, I'm just going to do a scan over the rumble stone, the stone that Gilder gave me that had kind of like the interesting shape but seemed non-magical, and then Granddad's journal.
Okay. You put those items in, and I'd say as you're casting this, Plop gets bored, finished munching your quills, disappears off to some grand adventure of his. The rumble has a distinct magical glow.
Okay.
So it is a magical item. The stone recovered or given to you from your father has a faint magical glow, more of like residual that you identify as like not a magical item, but has some like faint magical essence or was in contact with something magical.
Okay.
Your grandfather's journal is not magical.
Okay. I will cast Identify then on Rumble and the rock from Gilder.
Okay. I have added Rumble to your inventory.
Ooh, all right.
But I'll read this to you. So you get that Rumble is a magical uncommon item.
Okay.
Once per long rest, you may invoke Rumble's Luck to re-roll any d20 roll. You must take the new result, and the stone glows faintly for a moment when this feature is used. So mechanically, it's a single use of like lucky.
Yeah.
Cool.
But more than that, you get from this, and specifically like from, I think, harkening back to some of this training you've had at the academy, that you would know that like among those who trade or work in this you think is an item known as a soul stone. It's a vessel said to hold a fragment of a spirit willingly given, or at least a portion of such spirit. Some said that when a person invests part of their essence into such a stone, the bond between soul and stone grows stronger over time, granting protection, guidance, or even power to the stone's bearer. And then there's more secrets for you to unveil in the item. But hearkening back to on the item's description is it's the luckiest rock in the whole damn world.
Yeah.
Said
Direct
Plop.
quote from Plop.
Yeah, direct quote from Plop.
Okay.
Okay. Are you similarly casting Identify on the stone from your father?
I am. Especially if it's just been in contact. Like, Identify will still pick up, residual things. Like, if there's a spell that is still acting upon an item, more than anything, just like, what's at least the school of magic, I suppose would be great.
So what you will know automatically from casting Identify is you hold it, the stone is warm to the touch, despite like the chill of this room.
Yeah.
A little bit unnaturally warm.
Yeah.
As you hold it, it vibrates slightly, almost like a heartbeat. You see, it is like a dark, like a volcanic stone, as we mentioned earlier. But the red clay that resembles like a lightning bolt almost seems to shift slightly as you hold it. But it's like only when not directly being observed. So like as you look away, you like out of the corner of your eye, like something shimmering, and as you look, it stops.
Got it. Like quantum mechanic rock.
Yeah. So from Identify, you know that the stone is suffused with latent necromantic energy, but something older and more primal than you're used to working with at the academy. And you gain that it is not like simply undead magic you're used to, like the necromancers suffusing in objects like this.
Okay.
Something from beyond the mortal plane. Like there's something extra planar about this. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check as well.
Okay. 12.
You get that this stone is a byproduct of a planar breach.
Okay.
Specifically between the material plane and a realm of death. You get that this veins of red clay is not clay at all, but a solidified essence of the plane breach itself, locked into physical form. So like this schism in the stone is like raw planar energy.
Okay. You said plane of death and what?
Yeah, it's a byproduct of a planar breach,
Yeah.
specifically between this plane, the material plane, and a realm of death.
Okay.
There is potentially more you could glean from this stone, but that's all you're able to get at this moment.
That's great. That's a ton.
Okay, is that everything you need to do this night?
I would usually read one page of my journal from Granddad, but I think I would save that for another night.
Okay. Anybody else? What are you doing this evening?
I'm going to walk straight to my bed and just fall face first down. Go to
It's
sleep.
been a long day
Yeah.
for Tragul. Severely. I mean, you've been hurt, struck, stabbed, shot multiple times,
Yeah.
and many times healed. But I feel like there's still like,
Just that ache.
like there's magical healing gets you back up and running, but it's like a shot of adrenaline. Like it doesn't erase
Right.
the fact that you've been through a lot today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in the far end of the barracks, like there's a faint rumble as Tragul takes his bed, like the stacked like 3 beds side from each other, and falls into a deep sleep.
If I'm gonna like, I want to be helping Lenora and, like, gather data as much as I can about, like, this weird sickness that's been going around. Where would I know where to start with that? Would I have an idea, like, has our infirmary or, like, where we're staying, or I want to listen if there's whispers or if people are talking about how weird it is, like, new findings?
I'd probably take this as, like, a downtime activity. And you guys we'll follow this up with, like, time is going to pass here. So if you want to do that as the thing you're looking into as time passes, it's probably more than you can glean this evening.
Okay.
But yeah, that's certainly something you can look into. So remember that. We'll come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you're doing this night?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Zafira.
How far are we from, like, the castle? Like, where my grandma lives? Castle.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. You're backwards, but, like, if you look at the map, the Blood Cloak barracks are on, like, the western quarter of Linstead, and Virilia's mansion is in, like, the top eastern corner.
Oh, I like it.
We're here.
We're there. That's quite a
is great.
distance, I'm assuming. Like, not like a couple minutes jaunt of a walk.
You could go this evening. I mean, I will also position that you are exhausted.
Okay. No, I'll just be going to my quarters and being loner.
Good.
Did you have like a private room? Was that right or something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do we have assigned rooms?
I was like,
a
he
big
said that there's like
number.
choices of rooms.
Yeah, you're in the big barracks, which again is like long warehousey building, 3-tier bunk beds. You have a desk that like each of you on that side share, and you have like a foot locker and things you can keep your things, but very public sleeping quarters. Yeah.
When I say my quarters, it's just my bed. I chose not to do anything separate. It's just away from people.
Okay, so the night passes. Everyone but Nyx can take a long rest this evening. Nyx, we'll get to you. That's fine.
Everyone but Nyx.
But an exhausted night's sleep. One of, I would, position probably the most tired any of you have been in some time.
Did I do enough to get a short rest?
I'll give you a short rest.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Nyx. The night is deep and cool outside of your window of the Academy Arcane. The sky above Slavoka choked in a curtain of unmoving clouds. Somewhere a raven calls once and falls silent. Your eyes snap open, not from a sound, but from your training, like the absence of one. The room is wrong, too still, too quiet. There's a whisper of wind from the window, and then boom. A shape lands on the wooden floor beside your bed, and when your eyes awake, turn bleary-eyed, you find Cassian Eldrith, already standing. His cloak hardly rustles, and you see, like, from his form is shifting back from his bat form that he would traverse, and you're lucky you're still on one piece. I hate to find only a smear.
I will turn my form from Cecilia back to Nyx just for this conversation.
He flicks something from his glove, dirt, maybe dried blood. Come, the mistress wishes a word. You won't be needing your rest this evening.
Righto.
You follow, like, slipping out of your window. Mm-hmm. You follow Cassian down out of the academy. Not the first time that you've done this. You still in Linstead, but you walk the dark streets toward the iron gates to Eldrith Estate. These gates open without a sound, and the gravel drive beyond winds through a grove of towering black pines. Mist curls between these trunks, catching the moonlight in ghostly halos. The manor itself looms at the far end of the drive, like a monolithic sprawl of spires, sharp angles. Windows are lit by cold, flickering candlelight. Cassian leads you up the stone steps and through the main doors, which open again, silently, without a creak. But like a hiss of breath being drawn in. He does not speak throughout this time. He doesn't need to. He rarely does. You walked through, I'd say this is a rare occurrence for you to be brought into this manor and to see the mistress. Probably only once before when you were first inducted.
Yeah. As we get closer to wherever it is, I'm going to touch myself and give myself guidance on persuasion.
Okay.
And I feel like we're approaching what I would think are her chambers.
You know, that will do a noticeable, like it has a verbal and somatic component. So he'll know that you're casting magic. Is that okay?
It is absolutely okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll kind of look over and kind of snort, chuckle.
Nervous. You know what she's like.
You are brought through these shadowed halls, passing by portraits, like the eyes seem to follow you almost too closely. Eventually, you are led to a chamber. The doors open, lit only by a wide hearth at the end, backlit, and a large crystalline lantern suspended high above this throne-like chair and desk at the far end. And in it sits Mistress Alara Eldrith. She does not rise as you enter, her voice soft. "Ah, little fox, come closer, let us look at you."
Nyx is usually very loud and whatever, and in this he is kind of eyes down, very quiet, and he comes within her presence.
You see Alara watching you as you enter, with like a predator's calm, silver eyes glinting beneath a lace veil over her face. She has gloved fingers and she's tracing the rim filled with something very red and very slow. "How goes your infiltration of the Blood Cloaks?"
I think that I'm making headway. They've assigned me to something of a more formal kill team. Still deciding on the name, perhaps the Darlings? Perhaps the Bloody Buddies?
I am not asking for Cassian's words through your lips. I want to know what you see, little fox.
Making a mental note that Cassian knows about Bloody Buddies. The kill team specifically consists of a mighty warrior from the mountains. Someone that could grow into a great ally with his strength. A wraith with interesting background that I need to uncover deeper. There is something there. And, of course, as I'm sure Cassian would have told you, Zelfira Scorn, who's taking somewhat of the role of our leader. I, as a subservient member, are within grasp to be able to get interesting information, and by proxy, Ysolde.
It is precisely Zelfira Scorn why I draw you here tonight. How is your proximity to her? What is your relationship like? Does she trust you?
I believe she's beginning to trust me. Proximity is close. It seems that she and I will continue to be placed upon the same kill team together. Is there action that is needed or information that you wish for me to dig deeper in, prodding questions?
You see her head tilt slightly as she looks at you, silent as you speak. Whether by foresight or fortune, this is now your most valuable asset. From this moment on, you will do whatever is necessary to remain close to Zelfira. Charm her, befriend her, court her if you must, I care not. If she bleeds in front of you, you catch the drop. If she weeps, remember the shape of the tear. Her rise or fall will shift the balance of everything. And we must ensure everything happens according to our terms.
Understood. Do you have insight on why she became a Blood Cloak in the first place? Her being placed into this position with me is fortuitous, but unexpected. Do you have any insight that I would be able to twist to my advantage?
Give me a persuasion check.
I've got my guidance.
You have your
on
guidance,
still.
yep.
That's cocked. Okay. persuasion. That will be 16 total.
It might aid you. We know not the full details, but that would be a valuable reconnaissance to learn. From what we know, meaningless family squabbles, act of rebellion against her striving mother who wishes for her nothing more to remain in her high thrones. But if you recover something more, that would be very interesting to us.
I shall endeavor to do my best, and I shall not fail.
Make sure you don't. Should you, you will have shown me your true worth, and Cassian will be instructed to make the necessary corrections.
Understood.
Go, be clever.
I shall. Did I get a close enough look to see what kind of drink she was having?
Pure blood.
It was pure blood?
Mm-hmm.
Would I know enough about her that, or this type of drink, would it be best served cold versus warm?
I think that you would know that she prefers it body temperature.
Okay. I will body temperature. So, okay. I will bow and I say, my compliments, and I shall warm it to 98.6 degrees.
She'll raise the cup. You're led from the estate. What is running through your mind when you think of House Eldrith in this moment?
And I don't know if I am an asset or a pawn, but I need to do what I need to do in order to, I fear her. So I fear for my safety. I fear for this slice of paradise that I've crafted for myself, and I don't want to lose it. So I'll do what I need to do. And unfortunately, that means doing what they ask me to do rather than having my own free will about it. So I suppose I feel the chains around my neck growing a little tighter, and that displeases me as well.
I think running through your minds as you're having these thoughts, you're led to the gates, and Cassian will wait there. The gates close, and you have your freedom throughout Linstead. Your mind goes back somewhere in the slums of Slavoka years earlier. The city was still the same then, darker perhaps, but this memory makes like all things feel, but the alley stank of sweat and blood and broken promises. Rain slicked the stones beneath your feet, and the puddles danced a reflection that wasn't entirely your own. You were smaller then, not maybe younger as much as less finished. Your voices would waver, accents coming and going, your forms occasionally twitching around the edges, not quite seamless. But you were still the sort of nobody that the guards didn't notice unless something valuable went missing. Tonight, something had valuable gone missing. You turn this stolen ring over in your fingers, admiring this blood-red gem, worth more than dinner, maybe worth not starving for a week. That's when you hear the voice. Sloppy footwork. Too much weight in your right heel. You'll leave prints when you run.
Spin and I'll have a dagger in my hand, wherever this voice is coming from.
The voice came from above in front of you as you look down in the ring, but now you look up, he's gone. But then you hear a chuckle from behind you, and you see, you don't know him now, but you identify as Cassian.
Yeah.
Leaning against the alley like he's been there the whole time, his cloak black as the rain-slick stone, fangs barely visible in his smirk as he smiles at you. Probably the first time you've been face-to-face with a vampire in Slavoka.
Yeah.
I think you feel primal fear.
What form am I in at this point?
I put that to you. I'd say you...
I'll go with just a basic villager, as in somebody plain-faced that can kind of fit in the crowd. It would not be Nyx's form.
It would not be Nyx's form at this point, yes. You hold the dagger, spin around. Relax. If I wanted you dead, you'd already be painting the gutter.
I will see the fang and know that this thing in my hand is useless.
You look in your hand, it's gone. You really should learn to check your surroundings, and he holds it.
What do you want with me?
That fire in your eyes, it'll get you killed unless you learn to point it.
The fire's been the only thing so far that's kept me alive. I'm a survivor.
You've got talent. Raw, wild, completely undisciplined, but I can shape it, train it. Let you keep your name or the one that'll make the city whisper whatever name you desire. And I can give you a face, one you don't have to hide, one that's yours and yours alone. For now.
This is his first invitation to ever stay somewhere. He's always been on the go. This stop was another stop along the way because staying in one place too long is dangerous.
He leans in close, the scent of iron filling your nose. Every part of you screaming to run.
Yeah.
A rabbit, in the gaze of a fox in this moment. Oh, you can keep playing little gutter magician until someone hungrier cuts your throat for a loaf of bread. What'll it be?
I rather like my throat.
It's a good answer. He chucks you, or flicks back the ring to your grasp. Good. House Eldrith doesn't recruit many, but we collect things. Secrets, shadows, and sometimes strays with sharp teeth.
So insight check to see if he was truly a stray.
I think he's indicating
He's indicating
you.
me. Got it. Okay.
You might be the stray with sharp teeth here. Follow if you're ready to stop surviving and start being remembered.
Can I ask him to make an insight, or actually, to make a persuasion check against me with advantage?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah. It's a 21.
I'm convinced. I will nod and can we go immediately? I have no items. I have no place to sleep tonight.
Good. Let's start right away then.
I will hand him the ring as a gesture of goodwill.
Okay. He'll pocket it. Your memories return to you, walking through the dark streets of Lenstead. Like I said, not quite sure. Still not quite sure, I think, where you stand with House Eldrith. You feel the weight of the Eldrith serpent tighten around your throat. Not a noose at the moment, but a leash.
Yeah, a snare.
Yeah, a snare. I think you cannot tell whether this be velvet or venom.
Yeah.
Okay. You may now take your long rest.
Okay.
Should you return and get some sleep for the rest of the night.
I would.
Requiem, turning to you. You mentioned that you wanted to do some investigation on the state of the sickness affecting Holy Laza and the children there, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Is this still the same knife?
No, we'll see. This is kind of a downtime activity for you.
You said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
4.
A 4.
You're doing a great job.
I'm sniffing it out.
And so I think the places that Requiem would go to find this would be like, probably the library and, the barracks is not an extremely, it's not a great source of scholarly input. So your resources are rather limited, but places and materials that they want Blood Cloaks to be studied. You shuffle through a lot of like tactical manuals and things of war and things of that nature. So information is hard to glean, particularly on this sickness. I think with that roll, you will find that it is difficult to. It's this type of sickness particularly is almost unprecedented. I think is what you'd find with that.
And that kind of matches what Lenora was telling us before, too, that she hasn't heard it as a historical thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Will this be the only time that I can roll for it, or like on the next downtime, can I roll again?
You can roll again.
Okay.
During that time, Requiem, Ysold invites you on a moonlit stroll. Do you join him?
Absolutely. I love Ysold.
He will walk you through Linstead, fairly quiet in this moment, and I think it has been some time, probably not since, he brought you into the fold of Blood Cloaks and, certainly done some training with you and things of that like. But since you've been active, time has passed quickly. But he walks you to Holy Laza and to the abandoned temple of Apollo in Holy Laza. There's a faint creak of weathered wood echoes through the air as Ysold pushes open the heavy doors of this abandoned chapel. There's a scent of mildew and old stone, but still a faintest trace of incense, a lingering memory of a god that was once worshipped here, or perhaps still that some worship is conducted here in the secret. Shattered stained glass windows cast fractured beams of pale moonlight across the cracked marble floor. Vibrant colors dulled by dusk and decay through this moonlight. The pews are broken, some overturned, others rotting where they stand, and the altar at the far end is draped in cobwebs. Ysold strides ahead, his crimson cloak flowing like shadow, boots disturbing the stillness with a measured, deliberate rhythm. He glances back at you, his piercing green eyes shining faintly in the dim light. Motions for you to follow. Do you feel it, Requiem? The weight of this place. It's more than stone and silence, it's expectation. You can almost hear the prayers that once echoed here, the desperation in every whispered word, every plea for salvation. And now, nothing. He steps forward, hands brushing over the remains of a pew as if looking for something in this dust and ruin. You know, I don't tell many people this, but I come here sometimes. Not often, mind you, but too many memories. Too much hypocrisy. But it serves as a reminder. Faith, purpose, belonging. They're all so fragile, aren't they? And when they crumble, they leave behind ruins like this. He turns to you, facing you fully. You see his gaze is like probing into yours. How do you respond?
Would this have been the first time that I've been? How long has it been since I've been here?
You tell me. Have you come to this place recently at all?
No. Okay, so it's been
many years, centuries, perhaps.
Why are we here, Ysold?
I hoped, perhaps, enlightenment. Tell me, Requiem, what is it you're searching for? Is it redemption, purpose, or are you just trying to quiet the loneliness?
I don't think it can only be one thing, right? I feel like it can be anything, what you just said, what you mentioned. I feel like some days it's different than other days. Perhaps I'm searching for the same thing you are.
Perhaps a question we'll need to face together, sooner or later. Whatever it is, I see it in you. The longing, the restlessness. You've felt it for so long it's become part of you, haven't you?
Of course. I don't remember feeling any other way at this point.
He moves, turns from you, moves to the shattered altar, running a hand over the cobwebs without flinching. He looks back at you, almost like a playful glint in his eye. When I first joined the Blood Cloaks, do you know what they saw when they looked at me? Not a recruit, not a soldier, not even a man. They saw a Veilwyn, a name, a legacy. They looked at me and they saw my father's shadow, the great Veilwyn patriarch, undefeated in battle, architect of countless victories. They saw his son, destined for the same greatness, or so they thought. They didn't think I'd earned my place. They thought I was handed it. They whispered behind my back, said I'd coast on my family's name, that I wouldn't last a day in the field. Can you imagine? Me, of all people, being called soft.
No.
So I worked. Harder than any of them. When they trained until sundown, I stayed until the moon was high. When they thought they'd perfected a technique, I tore it apart and rebuilt it better. I studied every tactic, memorized every maneuver, practiced until my body gave out, and then I practiced some more. I wasn't going to let them define me. If they wanted to measure me by my family's standards, then I set new ones, higher ones. He steps forward to you, gesturing with his hands. He will go to grasp your hand in between his. Do you allow him?
I do, yeah.
Do you know what happened? They hated me for it. Oh, they respected me, sure. But they couldn't deny the results. But respect came with resentment, because I didn't just meet their expectations, I shattered them. I proved I was more than my name, more than my father's son. I wasn't just a blood cloak. I was the best damn soldier they'd ever seen. And they hated me for making it look so easy. You can't win, can you? His eyes will lock onto yours, pausing in this moment. It wasn't easy. Not for a second. Every moment of progress, every victory, every promotion, it came with a price. Because no matter how much I achieved, it was never enough. Not for them, not for me. There was always another challenge and another expectation to surpass. And that's the truth of it, Requiem. When you carry a name like Velwyn, or when you're something as rare and exceptional as you, the world never stops asking for more. And that's what I see in you. You carry that same weight, don't you? The constant pressure to prove yourself, to rise above what people think of you, or fear about you. You don't have the luxury of failing, because failing isn't just personal for you, it's expected. Demanded, even. You're caught between what you are and the world expects you to be, but let me tell you something about the world, it doesn't care. Gods, mortals, even the undead, they'll all take what they want from you and leave you to rot in the ruins, just like this chapel. But you're better than that. I've seen it. The way you move, the way you fight, the way you hold on to purpose even when it feels like it's slipping through your fingers. You're not like them, Requiem. You're not the Blood Cloaks who follow orders blindly, or the rebels who fight for a cause they barely understand. You're something more, something rare. You've already survived more than most can even comprehend. You're stronger than them, smarter than them. You've already proven that. Now it's just a matter of what you do with it. He'll place a hand on your shoulder.
Not a single tear coming down.
You have the potential to shape your destiny, to rise above the chaos and ruins. But to do that, you have to let go of the things that hold you back. Doubt, fear, and yes, even faith. The gods don't care about you, Requiem. They never did. But I do. Consider this my little sermon, delivered from one lost soul to another.
You were the first to see me for many, many years. And, your words are timely and received and appreciated. And I have always held you in such high regard. Why now?
I've heard rumors that the Order of Agi Solis have been seen again. In the outskirts of Slavoka, near Darusk perhaps, but the banner has been seen flying after a cart or a cohort or small battalion of undead are slaughtered. The artifacts left behind. Copycats, perhaps. But, hope you don't mind, I've looked into you a little bit, as is my charge for all of my soldiers. And I want you to be prepared should you encounter old flames such as that, whether they be copycats or not, or whether somehow they be the real thing. What would you do should you see them again?
I'm not in the same position I was as before. Before I was alone. I had nowhere to go. no one to be with me, no backup, so to speak. I feel a little more confident now. I'm assuming I know who he's, like, these are the people that I'm really avoiding at all cost, correct?
These would be the members of your order. And I think there's quite a shock that comes to you from hearing that because you understand them all to be dead 300 years ago. You understand the order to be completely eradicated. So, like he's saying, this could just be the order, like someone's picked up the
like
banner,
copycat,
or.
And this is the first time I'm hearing about it. And he's saying, when did you first hear about it?
Oh, recently, last couple days.
I am surprised. What would you suggest I do as far as where I am, where they've been at?
That's part of the reason why I brought you here. I want to make sure that you are prepared for that as possible. My recommendation is to forget the past. Move forward. Focus on what is ahead for you. Focus on who cares about you and who is willing to do anything for you.
I feel like he's being genuine.
Give me an insight check.
Yeah. Uh, 19.
Excellent.
Yeah. E.
Seems genuine.
I love that.
How could your soul not be genuine?
Yeah.
He's precious. I mean, I feel like I definitely trust him, but in this moment...
And practically, hide yourself from them.
Okay. I mean, I have duties.
You do?
And the team.
Of course.
Do they know? Do they? Do they know? Am I the only person that knows this? For now. Does
You
Z
and I and
know?
the little birds who have told me this information, but of your team, yes, you're the only one.
Okay. Perhaps we could keep it that way for now, until I have had time with this.
Absolutely.
Unless it be wise that they know.
Not yet. No need for them to know yet.
Perfect.
I wanted to give you advance warning.
I appreciate you, Isolde. Your wisdom and your camaraderie and seeing me when no one else has, and the way that no one else has.
It's been a pleasure to have you, Requiem. Give me an insight check. One more.
21.
He hasn't let go of your hand, and it's been a little long. But he will now.
Well, is he doing anything else with his hands? What's he? Whoa. No, I know.
Nice.
No, I meant like,
Whoa.
did he get...
I think you... Yeah, he's just kind of held on. I think, like, with that insight check, he held on and he, like, looks down and realizes
He's
that
holding
it's
on.
been a little long. And he rubs his hand. But I think in that insight check, you see a spark.
Oh. Did you? No. No, no.
Very hands?
One can only hope. He's a fox. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Okay.
Anyways, the city won't police itself.
I want to step one step closer to him. And then, like, back. Like, I'm second guessing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn around and walk away. A little bit. I'm going to glitch. I'm glitching just a smidge.
He'll open the door for you. You walk back out. He'll have someone to go. After that, you think that he's going, talk with some muckety mucks, some upper ups. But that scene passes probably like some days into this downtime. Okay.
I'm going to go home and I'm not sleeping. That sounded weird too.
Wow.
That all sounds really weird.
Wow.
All right.
I like that you're flustered.
You are hot
This is good
and
D&D now. Yeah, I have a real reaction.
Oh, you stole.
Yeah.
Tragul, some days into your downtime, you are in the training yard of the Blood Cloaks barracks. The air is alive with the sounds of sparring, blades clashing, boots crunching against the packed dirt, occasional grunt of exertion. Blood Cloaks of all levels practice in the early morning mist. You, I think, have been doing like some solo training, probably with your new sword, testing it out, getting the training done. At the end of the far end of the yard, Captain Isolde stands looking at you. He's wearing his lightweight armor, every piece polished to perfection. The crimson cloak still perfectly trimmed with his black flowing elegantly behind him. He, like a wall of weapons available, and you see he has his like daggers on his side, and he'll look over at you, and he goes to look at his daggers and kind of sheaths it and picks up like a large halberd from the wall instead, and will approach you. Tragul, the mountain-born, the one who stands taller than most and swings harder than all. Tell me, are you here to learn, or you just want to break something?
A little bit of both.
Care for a bit of sparring?
Let's go for it.
He will step forward, spinning this halberd, fluid motion before planting his tip in the dirt. Come then. Let me see what strengths of yours can do. But let me warn you, raw power without controls like a raging river. Impressive to watch, but useless without direction.
Understood, Captain.
He'll assume a loose defensive stance, his glaive held at the ready. Movements lithe, light, deliberate. He'll nod toward you, gesturing to make the first move.
Okay.
What do you do?
I will go ahead and I'll throw an unarmed strike first.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Just say how quick the rogue is.
That's going to be 10.
A 10. You have your sword out, but maybe you go for like a punch. I think you're still kind of testing him, like, do you really want me to swing at you with this thing? And Isolde sidesteps your attack effortlessly. Spinning his halberd taps you on the shoulder. Predictable. If I were your enemy, you'd be dead already. Don't just charge and watch your opponent, and don't hold back, sir. I can handle it.
Understood.
He will shift his stance, and he begins to circle you like the movements of a dancer. His halberd slowly starts like a steady rhythm, blade flashing in the daylight. He'll like feint a few strikes, testing your patience. See the pattern, Tragul. Anticipate. Don't just react. Give me an insight or perception check. The DC is 13.
Let's see.
Yeah, I love training scenes.
Perception or
I
what?
love it.
Insight or perception?
Oh, God. That's going to be a nat 20.
Nat 20. Dude. Yeah, you see, he is circling you. He's like training, testing you, asking you to see his pattern. And he goes, feints, and I think you take your greatsword and you hold it like to his neck. You're learning. That's what I like to see. Thought behind the blow. He will take a step back and shift from like defensive testing you into offensive. His strikes coming faster now, forcing you to react, forcing you to parry with like the heft of this new weapon that you are still getting the weight to, still understanding, still getting the muscle memory to control. His movements are precise and efficient. And it is in this moment, I think, that you begin to see the gap in skill and understand that he is showing you that gap without completely overwhelming you in this moment, but you understand he has more in the tank. Give me a dexterity saving throw, or you can choose to attack. Your choice.
Oh, let's see. I'll do a dex saving throw. It's going to be another nat 20.
Man. I'm watching it. It's really good.
Before you do that, he's like, blow with the halberd. You're keeping up. He says, "Good, Frostbite. You got the fire, but can you focus it, control it?" And you step back with that saving throw. Natural 20, manage to block, counter the strikes, and you with your with your greatsword, I think like flat end, you twist it at the end, boom, heavy blow to his ribs. Not bad. Not bad at all. Keep that up, and you might even give me a challenge one day. A few more moments of sparring, and with 2 nat 20s, like you completely surpass, I think, what he has expected of you in this moment, and you see like growing admiration in his eyes. He wipes like a bit of sweat from his brow as the sparring comes to an end. You've got potential, Frostbite. As you wouldn't be here if I didn't think you did. But potential alone won't save you out here. Strength without control is chaos. Control without strength is weakness. You need both if you're going to survive. He'll step close to you, eyes locking. Looking far for you. You remind me of someone I used to know. Big, strong, full of fire in that frosty exterior. And gone too soon because he couldn't rein it in. Don't make the same mistake.
I won't. Thank you.
He'll clasp a hand on your shoulder, his grip firm. Keep working, Frostbite. One day you might be the strongest warrior Slavoka's ever seen. And remember, when the day comes, you better remember who trained you.
Let's give him a slight smile.
With that, Ysolde will pick up his halberd, slinging it over his shoulder, return to the barracks. You're left standing in the yard, back to your own devices. Your body a little sore from this exertion, but your mind buzzing with maybe determination. What do you think about right now?
I think seeing that gap between him and I, it just lights another fire in me to become stronger than I already am. Just showing me that I have far to come. So I think just honing in on the things that he said to me and just taking it to heart.
Yeah. Okay. It was all from that moment. Tragul, probably that determination in your eyes, staying out in the field, training again with yourself. You probably get like some blood cloaks nearby who want a piece of you, and you, with the effort of the day and those nat 20s, you decidedly handle them, and they are decidedly impressed. Zafira. The faint hum of machinery and the quiet murmurs of mortals fill the Holy Laza blood mill, a grim yet efficient operation nestled in the heart of Slavoka's poorest district. The air is thick with a metallic tang of blood. The flickering lanterns cast long shadows across these stone, cold walls. Mortals, their faces weary, shuffle through the tasks under the watchful eyes of Blood Cloaks stationed nearby. Among the crowd, you and your grandmother, Virelia, stand out like polished jewels in the sea of dark gray. Virelia moves through the mill with an air of composed elegance, her simple black cloak trailing lightly behind her, a faint smile playing on her lips as she nods to the workers. Despite her refined demeanor, there's a distinct sharpness in her movements, a reminder of her undeniable station. You follow close behind, your striking beauty, nearly a mirror of Aurelia's, though your expression is less at ease. You are at the Holy Laza Blood Mill. I say during this downtime, your grandmother has requested you join her as she collects her portion of the tithe. And probably at this point, like, you're collecting it along with you. Like, come on, join this with me. And we should be clear for you and the audience. We call her, she is your grandmother, but she's a vampire. So she is like an Instagram model, 20-year-old looking, very tall, very thin, with pristine, like smooth skin. Her eyes always glowing a faint red. That never changes for her, and her white, long hair cascading behind. She will glance over her shoulder at you, her smile softening as you approach the station where the nobles' portions of blood are carefully prepared. The attendant, as you approach this area, hands over 2 intricately sealed pints of blood. Virilia thanks them with a gracious nod. She'll turn to you, holding out one of the vials. Here. Your weekly allotment. Fresh from the source, as always. She'll pause, kind of studying your face as if searching for something. I've always believed in doing this myself. It's grounding, a reminder of what sustains us. Does it bother you, coming here? Most nobles prefer their deliveries out of sight, out of mind.
I would want to say yes, since, unless I'm with you, Grandma, I don't come here. However, it's not for the reasons you think. I don't mind being with the people. After all, I like to see the humans. And I like to see you with the humans and interacting with, what you've made here. I just feel like it's kind of, I don't know how to put it in words. It reminds me of my title.
Yes. Perhaps it's important to understand the cost of what we take.
I don't disagree with that. I think that is part of it. Maybe it's my own pride getting in the way of... I do see the cost of what we take. Maybe too much. It's humbling, indeed, but I feel like we should be doing more for what we take. And that is why I don't like it. It's hard.
You're not wrong to question it. There is cruelty in what we do, no matter how we dress it up. But this... She gestures around her. I think you have left the tax house and are walking down the streets of Holy Laza.
With our privilege in hand.
Yeah, with and she comes to Holy Laza specifically because it's the poorest district, and so but yet the contrast is distinct as you walk, through the muddy streets, seeing the poor and the beggars and the peasants around you. You're not wrong to question it. There is cruelty in what we do, no matter how we dress it up. But this is the balance we've struck. It's not perfect, but it's the world we've inherited. The world I've inherited, and someday yours. She'll slow her pace, pausing in this moment, allowing the bustling workers and the peasants to fade into the background. She'll step into a quiet side street. I think more distinctly, you feel the weight of this district's poverty weighing on you. Zafira, I've been meaning to say, I know this transition hasn't been easy for you.
Could say that.
Slavoka is different than what you're used to. If there's ever anything you need, anything you want to talk about, you can come to me. You know that, don't you?
I do. It's just... It's hard when I'm trying to fully be one of them, be present, to not, show that side that is privileged, and I've got to do this myself. I've got to be there. I can't just, always, obviously, sometimes I can pull that card when it's saving my friends or seems like it's necessary. But I don't know, Grandma, I miss you. I'm just trying to find my best footing out there, I guess. With Saren here, you've heard he's returned?
Yes.
I don't know what to do. He's definitely taken a disliking to me. And I feel because of that, he's going to hurt a lot of people in order to hurt Mom, which that relationship is not great, and I can't say I am mad about how he feels. I don't know anything about her situation and him, but I know his anger is coming my way, and because of that, it's going to hurt other people that I care about.
I'm sorry that he's made it difficult for you. Would you ask me to restation him?
Could you? Would it?
It would appear like it is. I know no way to cover that. But should you ask, I will do this for you.
Let me... Not yet. Let me talk to Isolde about this, because I don't want it to come back on him either. And I don't know if that is necessary, but it's... How about I'll think about this.
She will stop, take your hands in hers. There's a rare, unguarded look in her dull red eyes. Give me an insight check.
Oh no.
I know.
It's not one.
Oh, okay. Boy.
We need
Impossible to read.
Dice.
Impossible to read. And I think that's all you get in that moment is you know that your grandmother thinks the world of you, but for the cost of her station and what is required of her, she almost always has her guard up. And I think but you get that she's looking at you and her guards are open. She has no walls in front of you in this moment. But other than that, it's impossible to read.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can be difficult to read, to talk to, but I hope you know how proud of you I am. Truly, you've handled yourself with such grace, even when I've failed to guide you properly. I'm sorry I wasn't always around when I should have been.
Thank you, Grandma. It's nice to hear.
She will, from her pocket, hand you a pendant. It appears to be platinum, and etched on it is the emblem of House Scorn. Will you do me a favor? I hate to ask this of you, and I feel like I owe you much. But will you agree this of me, even though I don't tell you what it is yet?
Of course, I'd do anything for you.
Wear this. Never take it off. If I could tell you why, I would. I only ask that you trust me, and you never let this off your person.
Of course. If you say it, I'll do it.
She'll begin walking again, her hand resting lightly on your shoulder. You've always had a strength about you. Sometimes I see it and I think you remind me of someone I once knew, someone I cared for deeply. Her voice catches slightly, very rare, but that's a story for another time. You continue walking, her hand cool on your shoulder. Sapphira, there are truths in this world that we don't always see clearly. Things we think we understand only to find we've been blind to them all along. Her gaze is searching your face. When the time comes, and it will come, I hope you'll see me for who I truly am, and not for the mistakes I've made.
Grandma, you know I think the world of you.
She'll take her hand from your shoulder. A moment hanging heavy in the air, she straightens, her composed mask slipping back into place as she gestures to the roads ahead. Come now, we've lingered enough. The night won't wait for us, and there's still much to do. The streets of Holy Laza are unusually quiet as you walk away from the blood mill. The glass vials of blood tucked away securely, the faint scent of copper lingers in the air, mixing with this stench of Holy Laza and the smell of mud and damp of the cobblestones. Shadows stretch long under the faint glow of the ever-dim lanterns, and the sound of distant work echo faintly in the background as you two vampires turn a corner. Virilia slows her pace, her sharp eyes catching the faint movements of figures down the road. Two mortals stand there, their forms tense against the stillness, a wiry young man with dark, haunted eyes and a woman with sharp, weary features, her sunken cheeks betraying years of hardship. The young man hesitates even as his eyes lands on you and then sees you particularly, his jaw tightening. Give me a perception or investigation check.
Come on. Let's say 17.
17. You've seen this man recently. He was aboard the ship, the Hollow Star, as it left the docks. The older woman's face shifts from curiosity to something much sharper. First recognition, and then hatred. She takes a step forward. You. Her piercing eyes scan you, go to Virilia. Her lips curl into a sneer. I know you. I'd recognize your face anywhere.
I don't recognize her, I just recognize the guy.
What was your perception check?
17.
You recognize her. You only saw her in the dim confines of a mill worker's home many years ago.
Fuck.
Virilia steps instinctively closer to you, her hand brushing lightly against your arm. Her voice is calm but firm, a protective edge sharpening your usually composed tone. You must be mistaken, citizen. My granddaughter has no business with you. This woman does not step down. Her hands trembles as she points an accusatory finger at you. Mistaken? Mistaken? I never forget the face of the monster who tore my family apart. Gregor, my husband, you killed him. You slaughtered him in the face of his son and left us with nothing. The boy, standing at her side, looks visibly torn. His eyes dart nervously between his mother and you, his fist clenching at his side.
Shit, that's her son.
Yeah.
Mother, stop. Not here. Not like this. What do you do?
Ooh. I am going to school my face, because at first, although I don't know what they would check perception, I probably went from being a little bit taken aback by the recognition and then tried to school it straight into what I've been trained to do. So I'm going to school my face, and I'm going to try to, because Grandma's here, try to avoid this being a fight or anything further for many reasons. And going to say to Grandma, we need to get you out of here. This is not a safe street, and it is not what you think it is anymore. We need to go.
You say that, like maybe go to take her.
I'm also going to be in defensive mode, because she's trying to protect me, but I'm also trying to protect her, because she is Grandma, and she is the ruler, so.
As this woman across you sees you, don't even remember him, do you, my Gregor? He was a good man. He didn't deserve to die like that. We didn't deserve it. Virilia, seeing you like stepping in to protect her, shifts her posture once again into one of authority. And I think in this moment, you, a dutiful dutiful granddaughter protecting your grandmother, you feel in this moment as she puts her hand on you, the strength in her hand. And I think that you are reminded something that is frequently forgotten about your grandma. You see her in the position of power. You see her in the position of ruler. You forget the physical realities sometimes that your grandmother is the second oldest vampire that has ever existed, and she is not one to be trifled with. This is neither the time nor the place for such accusations. If you value your life, you'll step back and think carefully before speaking again, she'll say to them.
And I'll just go into like more of a posture, like not blocking her, letting her do her thing, because she is indeed the strongest, and kind of raise my chin. Like, I'm seconding her now. I'm not trying to protect her necessarily.
Her son begins to pull his mother back from the scene. She will yell out as she's being pulled back, "You're just like the rest of them, protecting your own, hiding your sins behind pretty cloaks and noble titles. But we know the truth. We all know the truth." And her son pulls her back. She allows it. They run off down the street. Faint sound of footsteps grows louder, and you see the two Blood Cloaks guards, who you recognize, but in like a strange, like, I work with these guys, but this is not the station that I'm filling right now. Their hands rest on the hilts of their weapons as they approach. "Is there a problem here?" one of them asks.
I'll look over at Grandma first to see if she is going to say anything before I go into speaking.
"No problem. Thank you."
No, just some unruly citizens, but they're fine. They have chosen wisely. But while this is happening, I want to be clocking where I'm, as far as I can, where they're going, and kind of taking in the surroundings, because that's my goal right now, is to see who, what, where, what direction they're going.
Give me a perception check.
With advantage. 11. I don't have advantage right now.
I mean, you see, they head towards the Temple District in Holy Laza.
Temple District?
As they leave, and the Blood Cloaks, you see, like, deferentially nod. They'll still, like, they'll head that direction. They begin to follow them. And you see, like, a part of it, it's like, oh crap, I don't want to lose my job because the Countess is here. And, so they're trying to, be as professional as possible. They follow that direction. So you and Virilia are left in the quiet of this street. "Sapphira, what was that about? Do you know those people?"
Yes, Grandma, this is... And I trust my grandma with all this, correct? Like, with what I know as far as, like, Grandma and Isolde are my two confidants.
I think so.
It's different. Okay. It's all coming together, and this is a big deal. There's a lot happening on these streets. I'm sure you know of some of it, but it's a well-organized machine we are following, and I do. It's what haunts my every dream. Seeing their faces, actually. I did not realize this could be a big part of what started this. Do you recall when I turned and, well, it was Uncle who stopped me, but lost control.
Have you breached the subject with your grandmother before? Have you told her about that?
I would say I probably did with less detail, but like she would know that there was a time, which is probably what led me to trusting Isolde and going under his wing and choosing to be a Blood Cloak. So she'd probably know that it was an event that happened where he had to step in. And as been a problem for me, but just not who. And so this is me kind of opening up about who for the first time with her.
Yeah.
So, that day, Isolde stopped me. I recognize their faces like it was yesterday. That boy is no longer a boy. I saw him on the ship we were chasing. They're tied to this. And you just defended me, and I appreciate that, but they're not wrong, Grandma. That I've taken so much from them. And I understand why they're... What do I do?
I see. You hear in her voice like an uncharacteristic uncertainty. We must tread carefully. Enemies born of guilt are the hardest to shake. Her brows furrow. I would, until you told me of his involvement with the rebellion, I would say that we follow them and see if reparations could be made. I believe Isolde already gave a sum of gold to the family that evening, is what he told me. But...
money doesn't bring their father back.
Indeed. She'll place her hand on your shoulder again. Whether these people are stopped or not, whether this anger stops with them or not, something here will follow you. Be ready for that.
I believe so. It's been haunting me all these years. I just need to find a way to release it, or...
Should you remain here?
Where?
In Slavoka. In the light of this, do you wish to return home?
I don't know if I can answer that yet. I would like to say yes. I have a duty to do, and eventually need to grow up and stop, I guess, dishonoring my family and chasing what I want and make him all mad, but I can't answer that yet. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I just want to make you proud and Uncle proud and to pull my weight in my own way.
You already make me proud, dear. And your uncle, I know, would speak the same. You don't have to be concerned about that. She'll grab your hand again. We can fix this. This is recoverable. Well, let me know what you decide. If you think it is best for you to return to the Black City, at least for a time, we can do so. Whatever arrangements need to be made with the Blood Cloaks are no matter.
Okay, I'll let you know. I want to stay. I want to be here. I want to fix things. I just don't know how. But I don't want to leave you either with what's happening here. It's... the more we find out, the more scary this is. And I fear for you. I know you, by all means, can hold your own. But don't disregard what they have going. It is very, very well done.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel safer already knowing a Blood Cloak like you is at my back. Give me another insight check. With advantage, please.
Yeah, with advantage. Insight? 22.
Again, uncharacteristic. This is the most raw you've ever seen your grandmother. Something is weighing very heavily on her today. And with the news that you've given her and these events, something flashes in her eyes. It's guilt. Unshakable, heavy guilt of a lifetime. And she recovers, and then I should return to the mansion, make what arrangements we need, and I support you no matter what, my dear.
Do I sense like the guilt that she shows is similar to the way I feel my guilt?
It has nothing to do with these people. It has nothing to do with Slavoka, which is so unusual. Your grandmother's life is this city. Mm-hmm. This is guilt.
Feels like it's
for you. This is guilt. She feels unshakable guilt for something that she believes that she has done to you.
Interesting. I'm not going to bring it up right now. I'll just clock it for later.
She will return to the mansion. You have your business ahead of you. Anything else that we're doing during this immediate downtime?
I would like to go shopping.
Yeah.
So I would like to first stop by Requiem's quarters. Because there is plans made for us to do a bit of shopping together. And I'll brandish the letter response that you had given me. Yeah. I have 100 new gold coins burning a hole in my pocket and a party that I need to get to.
What?
How do you feel about joining me and spending some of this money, yes?
I will never say no to spending a little gold here and there.
Wonderful. I was wondering, should we invite Zelfira with us? She's always so cooped up. You seem to be able to bring her out. What do you think?
I would love if Z would accompany us. She is good company.
Well,
Shall I go invite her?
let's.
Let's. What about...
I can certainly ask. He does not seem the shopping type.
You're
A lot
right.
of small entryways in some shops.
Perhaps he will be better suited in a larger area.
Divide and conquer, meet back here in, say, 5-10 minutes?
Perfect.
All right.
Right.
You want to
Do
come?
I know where she's at?
I think I'd just ask
What
you
you
if
doing?
you saw anything of interest that
You
you think
free?
I would like to get it. Maybe if it was within reason of pay, and then I'd pay you back.
Perfect. I love it.
You just sent him on here.
Well then, I see you start playing with your sword, so I shall see what I can find for you.
I appreciate it, talking man. Or shall I say, the banshee?
Anything for you, the whale?
I call myself.
I'll just give you a slight smirk.
Nix,
Yeah.
you receive from a courier a response from Elian during this time.
okay.
Ooh.
Cool,
While he's doing
That's a
that.
sick thing.
Should I read this now?
I'll
Or?
probably read it later. It's very small.
It's very small.
All right.
How did your guys' conversation go?
Z.
How soon is this after I had my...
I put it probably
Adventure.
a couple days. Honestly, I think this is going to be 2 weeks of
Yeah.
downtime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to know how soon into my 2 weeks that happened. And
It'd probably be a couple days later.
okay, a couple days. And have I heard anything back from Thieves' Canty Isolde?
Yes, remind me what you...
I asked about where I could find what I'm looking for, which is likely
the Belt of Returning.
Belt of Returning and other things.
You would receive a response. That is a valuable item. I'll see what I can do. Is
Dang it.
probably the extent of that
Okay.
response.
What are you doing right now? Like, what is she doing right now?
I've probably been
Where do
cooped
I
out
find
quite a bit. Probably
It's
it's
like-
just the minding my own
Are you in
business
your bunk
currently
bed?
where we haven't been on jobs at the bunk beds, trying to figure out how I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
just soothing.
Z. Are you under a bed? Never mind. I saw that in my head. You're like on the bottom bunk. I'm like, hey. Do you want to go shopping?
shopping.
For funsies. I heard that you were looking. Actually, I don't know if I heard that or not. Do you want to go shopping?
What are we shopping for?
Well, I have a couple little magical things I want to look for, but Nix is the one who I'm accompanying, and he know him. I have a feeling he'll probably buy the whole store.
What money?
We just got paid.
That money, yes, it's going to be gone very fast.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You and Nick shopping. Maybe. Do I? What time of day is it?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever time of day you want it to be.
What time of day is it?
If you're asking Zafira out shopping, it might be night.
What time of day is it, Nick? Night. Okay. I was like, you're the one who started this. Sure.
Perfect. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Don't forget your gold. And I have a little blood if you need some.
What?
What?
Do you?
Yes. Funny. Why is that weird now? In case you get hungry. I don't know.
You carried blood.
I have beef jerky for the big guy in case he gets hungry. Little snacks.
Where do you keep it? Interesting. Okay, let's go.
All right.
All right.
Zilphira, you have decided to join. Excellent.
It is nighttime.
It
She
is
could
the
not say no.
nighttime. Indeed it is.
And did you go with him?
No,
I did.
I'm like, I left to go hunt in the wilderness just because that's how I get my food.
Yeah.
So
That's how I make your jerky. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Interesting.
This sounds fun.
It shall be. I plan on spending everything, of course, but specifically, between us gals, you are some of the older, most beautiful women, of course, that I do know, and I am afraid that I actually have never been to a birthday party before. You must have had many birthdays, yes? Can you tell me how this works? What am I supposed to do? Do I bring something? Should I be buying? Help me. Please help me.
Is there a cultural standard for that we know of? And
We're getting into the deep world building here. This is your responsibility now. All right, I put on you, the players. What is the unique Slavokan? Well, I mean, probably like the standard birthday party stuff, maybe, but in a nation run by vampires and undead for the last 300 years, what's the unique birthday ritual, either of like Stravian specifically or Slavokan?
I feel like it would depend on if you're a vampire or not.
Sure.
When it comes to what?
is this for?
Not a vampire. It is a commoner family. I imagine there shall be some dwarves, humans there.
I feel like amongst humans type thing, this is obviously Lord building outside of it. It'd probably be similar to what we'd say, but like maybe simplicity gift giving, because not everywhere, it depends on where too on the map, not everywhere is very well lavish and well off. So maybe something simply homemade, and or if you have money or coming from somebody who has money, something that costs money, you know, like is really special. Vampires, I mean, I don't know what you would gift each other, like live blood. Here is a human.
Special human.
How about it? You can do what you want with it first, you know? I don't know. Like, what is... Yeah.
Is there a fad going? Would you, like, would that be something that the DM would decide that there's, like, a fad, something going on? Or an all the rage type of thing?
I mean, yeah, that's for commoners, since this is a gift for commoners.
Like lighting a lantern. Shoes.
I mean,
Shoes.
yeah, honestly, like, to be, I don't want to bring down the mood, but for commoners in Slavoka, living and having something to eat and having, like, honestly,
something
like,
simply like bread.
The biggest thing is like clean socks, a clean pair of socks, or like boots that don't have holes in them. Fads are the extravagance of the wealthy, right? So like for vampires or nobility, yes, I'm sure there are fads going around. For commoners, it's probably like, thank you so much for giving me the shiny necklace. I'm going to sell it so that we can eat the rest
Feed
of
the
it.
family.
But,
like something, sounds like something more like
I have no
homemade
friends,
is common. Or...
so it has been a while since I have attended a festivity such as that.
But
I'm happy to go with you and shop.
Excellent. And you guys have had birthdays, yes? when it is your birthday, how do you act? Are you supposed to clap when they sing or something?
I usually light myself a candle in a graveyard by myself.
Candle in graveyard by self.
It's very soothing.
Okay, this is helpful. Now we're getting somewhere.
It's a scented candle.
Scented?
Lavender.
I mean,
It's lavender.
there's been many a birthdays. I don't. Why is it anything more than just another day? We got many days. I mean, I think you might have invited the wrong people.
Well, you're the only ones I know, so... Well, how about we go and we find some things and maybe something will strike the mood and you can guide me. I need guidance.
Sounds fun.
Excellent.
Do we know from my last conversation with Ysold, what was the location that he said that the Order of Aegis Solus was seen?
Near Dorusk. The Dorusk borders of Stravia.
Oh, how far away is Dorusk from where we're at? That's a ways, isn't it?
Yeah, hundreds of miles.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let's go.
Okay. Nyx probably goes shopping most often in Linstead, I guess.
That's where the nice stuff is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So he probably hit some of his usual spots.
How quickly does he run through 100 gold?
He's going to be looking for, the same thing that he brought up to Carino. He's going to be looking for a bag of holding for himself. But he'll also just be re-upping on things like perfumes and silks and all kinds of just random things that he's just going to be blowing his money on.
Yeah.
And then specifically, trying to keep his eye out on something for a young dwarven woman that's about to turn 13.
Okay. Go ahead and spend how much money you think that you would.
I'm going to do all 100 gold.
All the 100 gold? Okay.
Yeah. Well, 99 now.
And, 2 weeks is passing, so we'll resolve, in a second, we'll resolve you get paid, in 2 weeks, and you'll have your lifestyle expenses too. Okay. So you spend your 100 gold on your lavish Nick stuff, and, what do you buy? For the present?
For the present. You mentioned shoes, so I'm going to try to find something that would be the kind of shoes that maybe you guys could help to guide me. A young girl starting to become a young woman might want. Mm-hmm. And then a pair of dependable shoes as well.
Both of them. Perfect.
Yeah. And clean socks. I hear that's important.
If I see combat boots, I'm going to say them.
Okay. Combat boots. Okay, so there'll be some combat boots and then something that's maybe a little bit more like if she ever got invited to a dance or something like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Little tap shoes.
Beautiful. During that time, I say maybe before, maybe a little after, you all receive a missive that I said when you go to collect your pay, you receive a note that your pay has been withheld. So your 30 gold that would be owed has been withheld, and then alongside of it, the clerk or whoever would handle it kind of sheepishly look at you and hand you a note that you are to report to Blood Warden Hadrick Ironbrow immediately.
What about me?
Yeah, all of you.
Okay.
I say, time's a little wibbly wobbly, but all of you in that moment. So with that, you'll resolve the session for this evening.
All right.
Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
Find out birthday party next time, I guess.
No.
I'll have to plan for a birthday party. All right. See you again next time. Bye-bye.
Some of these things, I'm like, where the hell did she pull it out of? Suddenly you're doing a birthday party?
Blood Warden Patrick Ironbrow.
He was the one that gave us that mission to go check out Storehouse 9.